taste today.
Okay, I'm not alone.
Negative. Cannot hear.
We cannot hear you at all.
Ain't nothing.
All right, let's get into our best bets and our good mornings until Coach comes back. Young Peyton, good morning to you, sir. How are you?
I'm great, guys. I'm great. Sorry, Coach. Anyway, last night, guys, last game to end the NBA was Clippers Grizzlies. Did you guys know that the Clippers have now lost 4 in a row? 9 out of 10, 12 out of 14, 18 of 21, and now they head to OKC with a record of 6-20. Don't be fooled by that record, too, guys, because they're a lot worse than that. 6-20. How is Ty Lue still the coach? Can someone make it make sense a little bit, please? 6-20, brutal.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yes, we can.
Tell you what, today's not the day to mess with me. Today's not the day. Heel coach is only 2 minutes away. All right. I'm not going to get upset. Tech is what it is. Wi-Fi is what it is. All right, gentlemen, I came back to, we're talking about the Clippers. Was I gone that long? Holy cow.
All I said was below the page.
Yeah, start with that hot topic, the LA Clippers out here in these streets. All right, have we done any best bets yet?
We have not.
No.
We have not. All right, let's start there. Nothing changes. I have one very simple question for somebody who wants. Damn, how long did that take? Am I on a lag right
sounded
now?
well for
Am I
everybody
like 3
else.
or 4 seconds behind? All right, Soupy. Clearly, we're not that confident on our picks today. Soupy, best bets, go.
I'm starting with Jacksonville State versus Troy. I'm kind of surprised that Jacksonville State is the underdog. I think they're the better team. I think a little people are slacking on them, but they got a guy named Cam Cook who led the country in rushing yards, and now they're going to a Troy run defense that was 120th in yards allowed per game. I think they get the straight up win, even though they're the underdogs. And I'm going to go to the ice. I am taking the Bruins. The Bruins are looking good right now. They got Charlie McAvoy back. They got David Pasternak back. So they are healthy and they're looking good. Going against the Mammoth, who did start the season very well, but they're 8-13-3 over their last 24 games. And now they've won last 2 games, back-to-back goalies. I think the Bruins take care of them tonight.
You say back-to-back goalies?
The Mammoth have won 2 games, the last 2 games against back-to-back goalies. Jeremy Swayman is going to be in the net tonight for the Bruins, their starter. He's going to dominate.
What does that even mean? They won 2 games against back-to-back goalies? Do you mean they've won back-to-back games against backup goalies?
Yes.
You do realize you didn't say anything close to that. Like, you're aware of that.
I was in that area.
You were in that area. Yeah. Your quote was, they won games against back-to-back goalies. That was a quote.
Against backup goalies. Yeah, back-to-back.
No, you never said backup. Like, you never said back. You said back-to-back. What is our world the last 24 hours? First, you had Tommy C, who said things last night he didn't even realize he said. Did I say that? Run back the tape. And now Soupy doing Soupy things. All right, Soupy. I would say great start, but we were all here the last 30 seconds. Okay. Who wants to go next? We were already off the rails. Raphael, my numbers guy, go.
We're going to the NBA Cup. We're going to take the Spurs Knicks first half over 112.5. Both of these teams last 4 games, they've hit the over in the first half, 3 of them. Knicks averaging almost 62 points per game in the first half. Spurs almost 61. We're going to see a lot of points scored in the NBA Cup. I like the first half over at 112.5. Then give me Abilene Christian Wildcats versus Arizona Wildcats in college basketball. Give me the over at 144.5. Arizona's probably going to hit the century mark. I don't believe in ACU. They give up almost 75 points per game. Arizona's going to have a field day against ACU.
Wait a second. What did you just do? What did you just do? I have a beautiful 17-year-old girl sleeping upstairs right now.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, I forgot. My daughter just got accepted to ACU. Literally, that's her number 1 choice.
That's hilarious.
And we're picking against my daughter this morning. I hope she doesn't hear me right now, Raphael, because she really likes you. She really likes you.
I apologize. They're going to cover the spread. They're going to cover. How about that?
It's too late, Raffy. It's too late. My little girl's already cried. All right. Now, you did say that you like the Spurs Knicks over, and it actually is a correct first half. If you watch Monday Night Grind, you know. Sal, I'm looking at Peyton Lodge, and you're also on that game, which means as a show, say it with me, we have a little bit of synergy.
All right, we'll get into my picks, I guess. All right. We're going to go with the Tennessee money line first, guys. Game of the night. It's college hoops on ESPN. Volunteers are hosting Louisville in Knoxville. Nate Ament for Tennessee is a top 3-5 overall pick in next year's NBA draft. He'll be the best player on the floor tonight. And the Volunteers all of a sudden have lost 3 games straight. So they're going to bounce back tonight. The Volunteers have won each of their last 48 night games at home against non-conference opponents. So definitely taking them on the money line tonight. And we are having a little synergy here. Spurs, Knicks. Spurs have looked great offensively. We know the Knicks can score too because they've been an over team for a while now. They've put up 121 points a game this year so far. The Spurs have put up 120. Both teams top 10 in the NBA as far as points. We'll take the over 229.5 in New York tonight.
Yeah, we need the Spurs to jump out to a lead. The Spurs play 48 minutes at that pace. If the Knicks get a lead, they're kind of like the Thunder or kind of like the Celtics, that they'll take the air out of the ball. So you need the Spurs to play from in front. By the way, young Peyton, I don't see any pennants behind you today. Where are you doing the show from this morning, sir?
Yeah, a remote location from my girlfriend's house.
Wow.
In
So
Austin.
you're in Austin. So before you came back to the West Coast to Hollywood, you had to go do a little spending some time with the better half, yes?
Yes, yeah, a lot of Christmas shopping out here. Don't love it, but I'm excited to get back home. I'm actually going back home tonight.
Bro, is she watching right now? She could be watching in the next room.
Oh,
And
no,
you're
she's
saying
asleep.
I can't wait to get away?
Straight up asleep. It's too early for her. She hasn't watched the show in about a year. She's just been sleeping through all the shows. But it's okay.
Wow, it's literally 9:00 local time.
That's what YouTube's for.
Okay, very good. All right, Mikey P, Big Dog, coming over to you. You're also on that Spurs-Knicks NBA Cup final tonight. Talk to me.
I absolutely am. I like Stephon Castle, 23 points and rebounds combined his last two games in the NBA Cup. He had 28 points and rebounds combined and then 40. I think the rebounds go down a little bit when Wemby is on the court. Just a hunch. I think that guy gets a few more rebounds than a point guard. But also a little synergy here with young Peyton. I'm on Louisville plus 1.5. So Tennessee can still win on the money line. Louisville covers. I believe this is going to be one of the best games we'll see at this point in college basketball season. Give me the Cardinals plus 1.5.
Did you just say that we could pull a Raphael Middle on the Tennessee game tonight where 1 point would win both for you? You didn't really just say that.
I care
Tell
about
me.
the brand.
You what?
I care about the brand.
Oh, so you said you're telling people your betting advice, play both. You can hit the middle. Now, my last play today, as we continue to just have, to me, one of the most fun first 7 minutes we've ever had, is I'm locking it in because I'm already hearing Raphael in my head going, it's going to go up. It's going to go up. Rams Seahawks play on Thursday night. I'm locking in the over at 44 minus 108. Rams, they can't really stop anybody. They allowed 34 to the Detroit Lions. Seattle, I think, has an offense that rivals the Detroit Lions. And nobody's stopping Puka. Nobody's stopping the Rams. So give me the over at 44 minus 108. So we stumbled to 9 picks. But I feel like we have a really, really good 7-2 day. But we're also trying to give back because that's what you do at the Christmas holidays. So today, let me check my notes, is day 16. Papa Coach, happy birthday. 7 years with the new heart. Now, what are the gifts that we're unpacking? Day 16 in our 25 days to Coachmas. Oh, I could listen to that music all day. All right, Mikey, starting with you. What gift are you unwrapping this morning?
Well, I wanted to say this last week, but my boys Prairie View A&M didn't get it done in 4 overtime. So today is the official start of college football bowl season. We heard Subi's got a best bet in the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl between Troy and Jacksonville State. Here we go with all the crazy bowl games.
Yeah, it's really hard to make fun of the name of that one when it's that, but let's be honest. All right, Soupy, Big Dog, what gift are you unpacking today?
Mikey mentioned it. We are in 19 straight days of football between the NFL and the college bowl season and the playoffs. This is just take advantage of this because we're not getting this again for another 9 or 10 months. This is a great time. We're on December 27th. You can have leftover turkey, Christmas cookies, and watch the Pop-Tart Bowl.
All right. I love Pop-Tarts. Young Peyton, what gift are you unwrapping this morning?
I want to give the Arizona men's basketball props out here. Plus 240 to win the Big 12, plus 1,000 to win the national championship. How is the number 1 ranked team in the country plus 1,000 to win it all? I don't get it. Koa Pete is one of the best players in the country. The resume this team is building is far beyond anyone else's right now. They're 9-0. They've won on the road at UCLA, at UConn. They beat Florida. And over the weekend, they completely dismantled one of the best offenses in the country in the Alabama Crimson Tide. They led by 24 at one point, but plus 1,000 for the best team in the country right now to win it all. How do you not sprinkle that? These future props for Arizona, they're disrespectful. Everyone should go take advantage of them.
All right, very, very good. Mr. Raphael, I got about 30 seconds for you.
Every time the Joker steps on the court for the Denver Nuggets is a gift to watch. Triple-double last night, averaging a triple-double this whole season. He should be the MVP, but he won't.
I liked the Nuggets last night. They were getting points at one point. Mine didn't make it on because I wanted a nice little thing. But if I was to open a gift today, it would be understanding that tonight is an NBA Finals preview. Spurs and Knicks. It's not going to be the Thunder and the Pistons. It's not going to be the Nuggets and the Celtics. This is your NBA Finals. So tune in, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We got 3 best bets on this game. It's going to be a great gift tonight. It's going to be top shelf, fast-paced in Vegas, and it might be the last time that they're in Vegas. All right, gentlemen, well done. We're just getting started. We still have NBA Showcase, Cooper Flag breaking records. We've got our look ahead to week, 16? And as always, Coaching Company brought to you by Not Without Hope in theaters. Right now, get your tickets. Come on back. Or not run the promo for Not Without Hope. I love our Wi-Fi today. So you know what? I'm going to talk all the way up to the break. And I'm going to make you guys understand that sometimes, like in a game, in life, you just got to keep going. And when you keep going, you're going to stumble on the right path. See? Right back on the right highway. It's Coaching Company. You can also watch us on YouTube and socials. So now, come on back. All right, you degenerates watching on our YouTube page, hit that like button on your way in. Gentlemen, last night, Aaron Rodgers, classic. After they dismantled the Miami Dolphins 28-15, the over barely coming in, he said, we won on Monday Night Football with plenty of, quote, cast-offs on our roster. Mikey, would you take that as a compliment or a shade?
He should be. I mean, nobody wanted him. That's why he signed in, what was it, July? Job well done. People are already talking about they don't want Mike Tomlin for the future. So he's pretty accurate here, and they looked good last night.
Peyton.
Well, clearly he didn't include himself in it, right? Because they asked him afterwards, would you consider yourself one of those standoffs? He goes, no, I'm not a castaway. No, I'm not a castaway. Cast off. But, I mean, seriously, why would you want to call anybody like that? Why don't you just live with, hey, some guys who don't usually play in those roles stepped up big time. Just say that. Don't go there.
That's it. Soupy, your take.
He feels like he's the leader of the land of misfit toys. He always says the wrong things, but he takes it as like he's all knowing. It's just Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers.
Raphael.
Wonder what Gainwell had to say, because he's pretty much won the game for Pittsburgh yesterday. I wonder what he thought about that comment.
It's a very good question, Raphael. You're making me think this morning. All right, gentlemen. I think we need to draw a line in the sand right here. I feel like that we need to forget completely the last 15 minutes of our lives, and we're going to use this moment moving forward, hoping that all of our stuff works, hoping that all of our tech works. Are we on board? Yes? Yes? Fantastic. Full speed ahead. All right, still to come. We hope. Full week 16, a ton of big games, a lot of first place matchups, NBA Showcase, Cooper Flag. But right here, right now, I can't wait to sit back and relax, and I will lead to it live on Stadium. So we have a little sound off on Tuesdays. We're back live in just 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. I am the coach. This is Coaching Company live on Stadium, Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV. Do not forget Coach and Bro on demand. It's the highest viewed show we've ever had in the first 24 hours. You guys are finding us. We've added a ton of subscribers, so follow that page as well. But every single Tuesday, it's a time to look back and also a time to look forward. The gift that keeps on giving is thy mouth in Sound Off.
Hopefully, certainly I think of my sons and those ball players, that I'm in charge of at the school, that they'll say, like, crap, coach wasn't scared. You know what I mean? It's like, shoot, sometimes there is doubt, and it's real. And again, you can the guaranteed safe bet is to go home or to not go for it. And the other one is, shoot, let's see what happens.
And Coach Prime offered me at Jackson State, but he was so real. He was like, hey, look, we're looking for a backup. You ain't playing over my son even if he gets hurt. I'm like, at least he's real,
He's a stud. He epitomizes everything that we want to be about, as do so many of our players. But it's like Pac-Man. He just eats up yards and catches, and but he is so tough. Go ahead. You like that one, huh? All right.
Did you need a game like that?
Did I need a game like that? For what?
Just in terms of all of us talking about the lack of targets that you've had relative to the past years?
If you say so. Will it shut y'all up?
Perhaps.
It ain't gonna shut y'all up. So.
Putting their hold on it. Vidal is the back. Here comes the blitz by Edwards. Hit as he throws, intercepted. And picked off on the play, Gelati, the rookie. It's a thick pick inside the 20. Oh, he's a big man with a lot of hair.
Along the baseline, except for Sam out into the timeline. 5 seconds to go. Sam drives the ball, kicks it. It is Lawrence, puts it up. God! 2 seconds to go. Inbounds play. I'm going to pass out. The game is over. Nebraska wins it.
I will say the linemen and there's defensive players there, offensive skill players, there was a lot of people there. However, we know how to handle ourselves at class, and that's one thing with us is it's always a good time because we control your stuff, and we don't need all that extracurricular stuff, if you get what I'm alluding to have a ton of fun. We all just have a lot of fun with each other, so it's more about feeding off of each other and having a good time. However, I will say the recovery from the weekend of the sleep has been a little tough because it was bang, 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 and I was so overwhelmed by emotion the entire week, meeting all the winners, having an opportunity on the media to shout out my teammates, and then ended up winning the award. It was a little bit of a mental recovery. Now, believe I'm in a good state right now, where I'm humble and I'm hungry right now for the college football playoff.
I'll ask you this because I think you would answer honestly. When you factor in his height and not the most athletic,
Jesus,
you've said it. You've said it.
You didn't have to say it though.
He's barely 6 foot guard.
This is your fault.
Not physically impressive. Not athletic. But he's able to manipulate. Defense. Obviously, big head, so he has a big brain. He's able to, figure out those angles and find himself in positions to be successful. So, inch for inch, I think he's probably the best one.
The group, everybody. I'm Joe Buck along with the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. Let's talk about the Miami Dolphins. They come in with a record of 6-7. 6-7.
Hey, Joe, you're about 3 months behind there, big dog. But, boy, that was a good one. That was a good one. And to talk about flow and producing, you'll see what I'm talking about in our first topic with thumbs up, thumbs down. Here it is. Smooth today. Smooth. Gentlemen, topic number 1, we're going to piggyback today. Phillip Rivers. He kicked off Sound Off. He damn near beat the Seattle Seahawks. So why wouldn't he get a nod for a second week in a row against another NFC West opponent? Mikey, thumbs up, thumbs down for Phillip Rivers getting a second start in the last 5 years.
Thumbs up. He played well enough to keep that game close. Did give the Indianapolis Colts an opportunity to win it. The Seahawks came out victorious, but apparently no one else is healthy still in that Colts quarterback room. So Phillip Rivers, good luck against this 49ers defense. You played well against the Seahawks defense. Good for him. He earned it.
Thumbs up.
Soupy, sorry.
Soupy.
Thumbs up, because he does give them the best opportunity to win, because now they may not make the playoffs. They're in that hunt with the Jaguars, with the Texans. He is better option than Riley Leonard, and I love the way he picked up that offense in just less than a week. So it's a thumbs up.
Thumbs up for me too, as we already know, right? I mean, he just played his tail off against one of the best defenses in football, and they only lost by a field goal with 22 seconds left. Pretty darn impressive by Phillip Rivers, who put up more touchdown passes than Sam Darnold, actually. So say what you want to say, but he outplayed the opposing quarterback a week ago. He's sitting on his couch, and a week later, he's under center. Pretty impressive for Phillip Rivers, and without question, he gets to start the remainder of the season. Let's go.
I mean, how do you not have a thumbs up for this guy? I mean, it's right now they're still alive in the playoff hunt, sort of, but you're not going to bring any other backup in that I don't care about the actual performance, but the confidence that he gives his team. No backup could do that. That's a big thumbs up for me. All right, the Commanders shutting down Jaden Daniels for the season. Commanders out of it. It's been a season to forget. Mikey, thumbs up, thumbs down for the Commanders, saying, you know what? Enough's enough.
Thumbs up. If Jaden Daniels had maybe one injury this season, I would want to see more out of him. But no one in that Commanders locker room seems distraught or upset. They kind of recognize, hey, it's just a down year. So you don't have to mentally or emotionally check in with anyone. I think they're preserving Jaden Daniels for next season. This is the right move because of the amount of injuries he's had.
Thumbs up, yeah, because he's had two. He's hurt that knee and he's hurt that shoulder. He re-aggravated the elbow injury too. This is smart. He's only in his second year. Let the guy just sit, get ready, because the Commanders they weren't that good this year. I think that better schedule kind of hit them in the mouth. So shut him down, get him ready for the 2026 season.
Yeah, thumbs up on the Commanders shutting down Jaden Daniels. There's no reason to play him when he hasn't been 100% all season, but thumbs down in his season. I mean, man, the sophomore slump is completely real. I mean, he was terrible this year. He just didn't seem to get the connection with his offensive weapons around him, but that was just simply not a good year for Jaden Daniels. He needs to regroup and get healthy and get as healthy as possible for next season. I think he comes back and has a big year next year for the Commanders.
All right, it's definitely a thumbs up for me at 4-10. There's absolutely no reason. He's already proven that he can play. If he hadn't, then I would say maybe you play him. But if he's not healthy, get him healthy, because it means nothing as far as the long term is concerned. Which flows us into our next topic, because Joe Burrow, the Bengals are in the same spot, 4-10, exact same record. He's been talking in vagueness the last week or so. Something's going on, and they played awful. Couldn't even score a point against the Ravens, but they're going to play him for the rest of the season. So, Mikey, thumbs up, thumbs down on the Bengals doing the opposite as long as Joe Burrow says that he's healthy.
I'm going thumbs up here, because when you talk about those comments made by Joe Burrow, he said, if I want to keep doing this, I have to have fun doing it. Well, if you shut him down right now, the last thing he's going to have in his memory bank is a 24-0 loss to the Baltimore Ravens. The only way to fall back in love with the game of football after you've been injured is to keep playing football. So they know they're not a playoff team, but if Joe Burrow can have some success, individual good performances, I think he'll find that love for football going into next year.
It's definitely a thumbs up. Like, confidence-wise, he needs to get better. Even Jamar Chase, after that game, said this is the first time in their relationship that he feels like he has to kind of bolster up his quarterback. And yes, they're not going to make the playoffs, but in these last few games, if it makes it fun for him, he will feel confident going into the 2026 season.
Thumbs up here. I'm just glad someone wants to play. This is the first time in a while a player is the one to say he's playing. And trust me, there's no one pushing him to play, because if it were up to the Bengals, there's no way he's playing in all these games that just simply don't matter. But Joe Burrow is an absolute dog and wants to play whenever he physically can.
Yeah, it's a thumbs up for me. You got to show the rest of the universe that people should want to come play in Cincinnati, because right now they are not a destination. And if you let your quarterback sit after he missed a bunch of games because he's been unhealthy and injured for all these years, what kind of message are you sending? Big thumbs up for me. All right, last topic, Arch Manning. this should not come as a shock, has announced he is returning to Texas for the 2026 season. I don't know where he would have gone in the NFL draft, but this has been one giant experiment that we've never seen before. Over $6 million a year in NIL money. Mikey, thumbs up, thumbs down for Arch making the decision to come back for one more season.
Thumbs up for me for Arch Manning, but thumbs down for every single college quarterback entering the transfer portal. Stay where you are, please. I love the fact that Arch Manning's not satisfied. He's unhappy with his play this year and likely affected his draft stock, as you mentioned, Coach. So for me, I want to see Arch Manning run it back with the Longhorns, see where he can improve his game as a college football athlete, and then see how that translates over to next year.
Huge thumbs up, because I think he had he played better as the season went along, and I think that's going to help him next year. I think even with you look at this draft class of quarterbacks, I think he still would have been in the mix as maybe the second, third, possibly even the first quarterback taken in the draft, because it's not a strong draft class.
Yeah, thumbs up. Of course, he's coming back here to Austin. He needs to come back and try to win a championship here. He can't go to the NFL right now. He's just simply not ready. Everyone in Austin expected him to come back. They're glad he did, but this is the first year he really started every game. And okay, he played a full year now under center. How good can he be in the coming weeks? But now he needs to come back here next year and try to do something special here in Austin.
This is a double thumbs up for me. I don't know if that NIL money is per year or just in total, but let's say it's per year. He's making more than the first pick of the draft will make in the NFL, which is right around $4 to $5 million a year. Then they get the big one 4 or 5 years down the track. So he's losing nothing financially to come back and figure out how to be a top shelf, top pick in the NFL draft. Speaking of the NFL, we're down to 3 weeks remaining. Who's going to get in? Who's going to get out? There are a ton of big games. We're going to break it all down next. We're only halfway home. One of our best shows we've ever had. Smile. It's sports. It really doesn't matter. Coach and Company right here on Stadium. Come on back. Now, degenerates watching on YouTube, I have heard of loving the game. I have heard of never wanting to leave school. And then it's this story that brings the two together. So, boys, Georgia State quarterback TJ Finley is applying for a 7th year of eligibility. That's right, a 7th year of eligibility. Mikey, let me start with you. Would you even want to go to school for 7 years, let alone play football for that long?
Coach, I didn't want to go to school for 7 days. 7 years. Let's not bury the lead here. This guy's sitting on a great opportunity. His NIL deal next year, LinkedIn. Let's go. I mean, let's get this going for this kid.
Soupy.
One of my favorite movies growing up was Van Wilder, the 7-year plan. I always wanted to live that dream. And with NIL and transfer portals, you can live that dream in college football. I think this is what's wrong, though, with the transfer portal. Some of these players abusing the system. And I think now the NCAA is really going to kind of put a stop to it.
Van Wilder is one of the all-time underrated films ever. Watch it, and you'll thank Soupy later. Peyton, your take.
Yeah, Finley, I mean, how much NIL money is Finley really going to get? I know he's not going to be getting Arch Manning numbers, obviously, but still, a lot of these quarterbacks and people at places that you wouldn't think so, they still get a lot of NIL money. So financially, he's going to be just fine. And this is still him making some money, another year of college for him. That's crazy.
I'm guessing, young Peyton, that he's going to make a little more than the intern ninth coach on the coaching staff would make coming out of college, where he stands on the end with his pad of paper and just cheering to nobody. You've seen that, Coach. You know which one I'm talking about. The one like he's getting paid squat, but he's happy to be here. He got his logo shirt. Oh, not even shaven. Young.
The player coach, they call him.
Yeah, the player coach. That's exactly right. All right, we got a lot of games we got to dig into. Also coming up in about 20 minutes, we have our NBA showcase and Cooper Flag, making history last night. We are back on the Stadium Network and all of their platforms right now in just 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. You see, the whole crew is back. It's 10:32 if you're watching us live in the East, 7:32 out in the West. And normally we spend Tuesdays looking ahead, taking a look at the numbers now because they always seem to move throughout the week. Real quick, speaking of line movement, Raphael, we have line movement in the NBA game. Is that right?
Yeah, the money's coming in on the over right now, but I just saw a text that came through from one of the books saying people are betting first half over, and then you can also bet the under in the second half. So I think they think first half is going to be a high-scoring game. Defense wins the cup in the second half.
Okay. So far, up until the semis, the points mattered. It was a tiebreaker, which is why there were so many high-scoring games. Remember that for next year. Tonight, it doesn't matter. It's just about winning, although it's just the way the Spurs play. I think the over's the play. I really, really do. So I love those. All right, we're talking NFL. And there are so many guys, so many big games. It just so happened that the NFC West is one of the best divisions in all of football. And they backload the schedule. So, Mikey, I'm going to start with you. We got the Rams and Seattle on Thursday night. Obviously, I'm already on the over because I love the Rams, and I think Matthew Stafford is going to be the MVP. Puka Nacua is establishing himself as the best, most productive wide receiver in all of football. It's basically a pick-em. Give me your take.
I look at two things on this graphic here, Coach. It says Week 16, and it says Rams -1. And those two things, I'm leaning heavily on Los Angeles. We kind of saw the offense incompetence of Seattle last week. Sam Darnold possibly seeing ghosts. I like LA to roll in this one. I'm grabbing it today.
It was soupy last year, about 3 weeks to go. Sam Darnold, all of a sudden in Minnesota, couldn't be the same guy for the first 15 weeks. Are we seeing that again?
The problem is right now the Rams are getting in their opponent's side of the field, but they're not finishing. 5 field goals in the matchup against the Colts. In the last matchup against the Rams, 4 field goals and a touchdown. That touchdown came late to get down by 2. The Rams, they're not settling for field goals. They go for it on 4th down, and they finish these drives. That's why I think the Rams are the team to pick in this game.
All right, very, very good. Does everybody else just notice what Soupy did there?
Yes.
Apparently, they're playing themselves. What'd you say, Peyton?
No, yeah. No, I'll leave it at that.
Right. He doesn't even realize what he just did. All right, Peyton, your take on this one.
Probably no Devontae here, which is just huge for the Rams because he's no doubt helped Puka become a more dangerous receiver. And he's elevated a 37-year-old Matthew Stafford to be a legit MVP candidate. So we can see that affect the Rams in the passing game, particularly in the red zone, because he had 11 touchdowns catches since week 7, and 9 of them have been inside the 5-yard line. But this Rams run game looks too good right now with Kyron and Blake Corum, and you still have Puka, of course. Colby Parkinson looks great. Give me the Rams here in a pick 'em.
Yeah, that Devontae situation, when he walked off the field on Sunday, you thought, oh, goodness, because he's you got to have 2 strong on both sides, Raphael, and without him in there, but Puka plays the slot. It's really hard to double team in the slot.
Yeah, we're talking about this game on a Tuesday, but if you look at the weather, it's supposed to rain buckets all day Wednesday night and all day Thursday. So if that's the case, we could probably see Seattle money come in. So if you like the Rams, I say wait, you can probably get a better number. I still like the Rams whether or not.
And let's not forget, this is the site of so many great moments in sports and entertainment history. Who can forget WrestleMania 19? Bra and panties match. Miller Lite Catfight girls on one side. Stacy Keibler, Tori Wilson on the other. And they had to have a very, very right down the middle person to be the guest referee. You're welcome, America. Look it up on YouTube. Now, game number 2. And Mike, I got to start with you on this one, because this is a battle for first place. Last week, we flip-flopped again. Bears beat the Browns. Packers lose to the Broncos. So for the second time in 3 weeks, we get this matchup again. And the Bears at home, after losing by 7 at Green Bay, are the slight underdog.
Yeah, this is a number just based off of the meeting 2 weeks ago between these two teams. The Bears will get Tremaine Edmonds back for this game. It does not sound like Roma Dunze is going to be available for this one. I have to take the Bears at home here. I really like their performance against Cleveland. That's not saying much, but when you lose Micah Parsons, I think that Green Bay Packers defense is going to be a lot different without him.
Yeah, torn ACL. He has been an absolute soupy game changer for that defense, and now he's out for the rest of the year.
when you lose a guy like Micah Parsons, you lose a guy that you might have to double team on the pass rush. That takes one away. And this is still, the Bears are still one of the best offensive lines in the league. And now don't forget too, they're not, the Packers aren't going to have Christian Watson, who has been one of their best wide receivers since he returned. I love the Bears in this game. I think they're going to finally avenge that loss from a couple weeks ago.
They win a certain way, Peyton, don't they? Run the ball, won the ball, and then stifle you like they did against the Browns.
Yeah, and this is all going to be about us reevaluating the first game between these two teams when they played each other a few weeks ago. A game that literally came down to the last play. This time we're going to be in Chicago. The Bears defense just needs to hold up on a couple plays here and stop giving up the big ones. They gave up 28 to the Packers last time, but a game that really came down to the last play. Give me the Bears here for sure, especially with no Micah Parsons on that Packers D-line.
Yeah, it really, really feels that way. And right now, that tie is what's separating these two teams. The Chicago Bears are 10-4. The Packers are 9-4-1. All right, Raphael, let's flip it over to the next game. This is also a battle for first place, I guess, sort of. Two teams that in the last 2 weeks both got beat by the powerhouse New Orleans Saints, the Superdome, which is just blocks away from where you're sitting right now. But now somebody's got to win, or do they play to a tie?
Ooh, I would love to see a tie just to throw a wrench into everything. I like the under. I don't know who wants to win this game, but I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Whoever wants to establish the run first and can run the ball wins this game. It's just a coin flip, but I really think the total has great value. I think it's an underplay.
Yeah, Bucks and Panthers right now are two teams that don't really, Mikey, want to take this by the horns. I mean, right now, they're in line to face Seattle the way the standings are right now in Wild Card Weekend. That would be a very difficult first game in the playoffs, but that's what happens when you're both 7-7.
Yeah, Coach, I'm going to ride with the young crew on this one. I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers. Rico Dowdle has something to prove all season. I think I got his name right. Rico Suave, Jalen Coker, Bryce Young, Ted McMillan. Mike Evans is great. Probably the best football player offensively most times when he's on the field. But the Carolina Panthers, sometimes they just look like they're a hungrier football team than what we've seen out of Tampa Bay this year.
Let me come down to you, Peyton, on this one, because the Panthers last week had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter against the Saints and absolutely gave the game away. Is it harder to lose that way or just to get beat like the Bucs did the week before?
I think it by the Bucs because the Bucs just look terrible. Their defense has become a big issue. Baker has been bad and can't move the football. That's a different story. But we all thought that Mike Evans coming back would be huge for him, and it was 6 receptions for 132 yards. But they gave up 29 points to Kirk Cousins and Kyle Pitts. That's brutal. I think this is going to be a close game when it comes to these two teams. Down to the last drive, all of a sudden Tampa Bay is now 7-7. I think they're really defeated and less motivated than the Panthers are. Give me the Panthers.
Yeah, they also had a 14-point lead in that game against the Falcons and blew it. 15 straight by the Falcons. Soupy, let me come over to you because this does feel, I agree with Peyton, like it's a Panthers play, but yet they're getting the points at home because the Panthers dominated that Saints game for 3.5 quarters until they just forgot to finish. If they do that this week, they could win comfortably.
Yeah, but I think that the Buccaneers, to me, have the better chance of rebounding and getting this win. This team is healthy right now, and I think they can get it through the run, through the pass. And the Panthers' second lowest quarterback pressure rate. I think Baker Mayfield is going to have all the time in the world with Evans back, with Godwin, with Ibuka. I think that he can easily pick them off and win this game.
All right, let's flow it over to our next matchup. And this is a matchup not only of first place teams, guys, but potentially the number one seed in the AFC. The Denver Broncos, they are routinely, Raphael, falling behind. But in 10 of their 12 wins, they have fallen behind and come back to get the victory. Their offense scored 34 against the Packers. The Jags went north of 45. Trevor Lawrence, 6 combined touchdowns. The Jags are one of the hottest teams in the entire league. How do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, what I read this morning, Denver's really upset on how many points they gave up. Their defense looked really bad last week against the Packers, putting up that many points. I see a rebound game for the Denver Broncos defense, and if Bo Lever can continue to play well, they're the best team in football right now. I think one of the hottest teams.
Yeah, and they are one game ahead because the Pats blew a 21-point lead. And Mikey, if this trend continues, the Pats are going to kick themselves for basically giving the Broncos a one-game lead in the race for the number 1 seed right now.
Yeah, absolutely. If this game was in Jacksonville, Coach, I believe I would be on the Jaguars. But going into Denver with that defense that needs to improve, this is going to be about which of these two quarterbacks can overcome the defense on the other side. I like Bo Nix to defeat a very surprisingly good Jaguars defense.
Yeah, how impressed are you, Peyton, right now with not only the way the Jags are winning on this long winning streak, but they're scoring a lot of points. It's probably the best that Trevor Lawrence has ever played.
They're scoring a lot of points. I think a big question mark for Denver going into the postseason would be their offense, but the Jags' offense has looked great, and they just put up 34 against the Packers. Denver did, and their defense has been fantastic there as well, as we all know, best in the league. I think the Jags actually have trouble scoring this game. I think the narrative changes a little bit for them. We see a low-scoring game here. I would play the under if I was going to play anything in this game.
All right, very quickly, I want to skip to the last game, and that's the Pats and the Ravens. This is also another battle for first place. We only got about 15 seconds each. Raphael, the Patriots need to figure out a way to bounce back, and right now they're getting 3 on the road.
Yeah, I like the Pats in this one. I mean, I've not been sold on the Ravens all season long, even though they had a shutout this week. I like the Pats. They bounce back.
Soupy.
I think the Ravens defense is starting to play a little better. And the Pats, they're having trouble with making adjustments in the second half. That's what happened in the Bills games. I think the Ravens do that, and I think they win.
Mikey.
Teddy Buchanan's out for the Ravens with a torn ACL. Give me the Patriots and their dynamic offense to win this game.
Peyton.
I took the Bengals plus 4.5 last week, and what do the Ravens do? They win 21-0 and completely shut Joe Burrow down. So if I want the Ravens to win, I'm just going to bet money on them to lose. So I'm going to do that, and the Ravens win this game.
All right, very, very good. We will continue to monitor, and then we do a full NFL breakdown on Friday's show before we get to Saturday. Remember, there's games Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the following week, you got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So there's going to be a ton of football for the next 3 weeks in college and the pros. Still to come, it's NBA Showcase time. Tonight, there's only one game. It's the finals of the NBA Cup. We break it down next. It's Coach and Company live, as always, right here on Stadium. All right, boys, there's news coming out of the NBA that potentially the NBA Cup moving forward may not have their semifinals and finals in Las Vegas. I guess fans don't want to fly there right before Christmas, spend all that money to watch their team play in a made-up tournament. That's actually been pretty exciting. Mikey, should this be a home type of tournament for the best team, our highest scoring team, or should it not be in Vegas at all, really?
I don't think it should be in Vegas at all, and you hit the nail on the head, Coach. Point differential. Who's blowing out their teams the most going into next year? That's who should get the home court advantage in the semifinals and in the finals. Let's make it even more fun to watch.
Subi, I think that'd be a lot of fun. If you put in the highest scoring team gets the home game, boy, can you imagine how that would change fourth quarters?
I think that would, and I think that's the best move to have it at their home court. I think what they're trying to do is try to make this feel like a Super Bowl-ish type of thing. It's a single elimination game, so you can have it on a neutral court. But for something that is a championship, have it on the home court. Have the home fans there. It'll definitely be a lot better.
Peyton.
Super Bowl, Soupy says, but they're making it feel like an AAU tournament right now. No one wants to go to Vegas in the middle of December. What are we doing here? What fans are going to go to Vegas to watch their team? This needs to be in the home arenas so that all their home fans can be out and going crazy for these games.
Nobody has money right now, Peyton. Raphael, your take on this?
Yeah, this is a Vegas issue, not an NBA issue, because they're charging so much money for tickets. Right now, December's the best time to go to Vegas because it's a slow time. You get cheaper rooms. But I ain't spending $500 for a ticket for an NBA game. This is a Vegas issue, not an NBA issue.
It feels like it's an entertainment issue right now.
Well, good point.
Right? We talk about it with the WWE ad nauseum. Now the NBA is following suit. Vegas, nobody's going there as far as just, hey, let's go party in Vegas. I'm consulting right now on a project in Vegas for a musical, and that is like baby steps. And the biggest reason is, well, we will get enough traffic to come in to have this. Really? But that's fact. We're back live in 5 seconds. All right, tonight, just one game in the NBA Cup. But before we get to that, apparently Cooper Flagg last night against the Utah Jazz said, hey, I don't want all that attention being on the Knicks and the Spurs, because Mikey, all he did was go out and break an all-time NBA record for youngest player ever to go north of 40 points. Is Cooper Flagg finally starting to live up to that number one moniker?
I believe so. 4 out of 7 games here this month, he scored at least 20 points. God, I can't believe an 18-year-old struggled out of the gate in the NBA. Look what happens when you finally give him the ball, give him some opportunity, and let him get comfortable in the league. I love seeing this game. Hats off to Cooper Flagg.
What's your take, Soupy, on Mr. Flagg? They didn't win in overtime, but they did score 133.
I was going to say, yeah, Cooper Flagg did an amazing job in a losing effort with AD injured. I want to see how Cooper Flagg kind of adjusts with Kyrie Irving in the lineup. Will it make him even better with a healthy AD? I think with that full healthy lineup, I think they can inch towards a playoff spot.
Peyton, how good do you think Dallas can be with Cooper being the face and not AD?
I think they're really missing Kyrie at the point guard. But the most impressive thing about last night's game for Cooper Flagg, shot 48% from the field, 48% on the year as well. So, and this ain't no like Cam Boozer in the paint flipping it off the glass 48%. This is 48% from the field on a variety of shots, off the dribble middies, contested fadeaways. The touch from 10 to 12 feet is unteachable at 18 years old. And he's taking some really tough shots. He's making some really tough shots. He's making it look easy at such a young age. All he has to do now is shave that goatee because, God, that thing looks brutal.
Looks like a 6-year-old trying to grow a goatee. Come on. Come on. All right, let's flip it over to the game tonight. Raphael, we got to start with you, big dog, because right now the numbers look like this. The Knicks are 2.5-point favorites. The total continues to rise. The Spurs only know how to play one way. That's fast. Your take, your breakdown.
Boy, the viewers think we move numbers because we do move numbers because it's a pick 'em right now. There's no more 2.5s out there. It's a pick 'em. I say if you're going to bet this game, wait, because I think this is the only NBA game that's on the schedule. Not that good of a college basketball schedule, one bowl game. This is going to be probably one of the highest bet games in all sports today. It's going to be very interesting what this number closes. I wish I had the Spurs plus 2.5.
Yeah, it almost feels like the other night when they played the Thunder, nobody gave the Spurs a chance, and they fell down, Mikey, by double digits, and then just slowly came back, and they look like the better team down the stretch. They really, really did. Do you feel the same way about this spread against the Knicks?
Yeah, and what's the craziest thing for me is that they brought Wemby off the bench, and they're thinking about doing it again tonight. What a weapon that is to have. Luke Kornet, all you got to do if you're starting is just stand in the middle. I actually think body for body, Luke Kornet can get physical with a Karl Anthony Towns in the paint. And then if you bring in Wemby off the bench and you monitor his minutes, I really like the Spurs in this one. I believe they'll be our NBA Cup champions.
It's hard to argue that take, Peyton. Can you?
Well, they're hungry, right? They're hungrier than any other team. They want to compete every night, especially in the NBA Cup, especially when Wemby plays. They made the Lakers look like a JV team, and then they go out and beat the Thunder, playing just 20 minutes with Wemby, and 4 guys at 22+. They play so fast, too. I've been really impressed with the Spurs and the resume they're building. We could definitely see them make a deep playoff run. Give me the Spurs to at least cover tonight.
They're athletic. They're young. I think at this point they all make at least 300,000 or 400,000, regardless. I think the winning team gets 600,000 a person. There's a lot of money at stake because remember, everybody talks about the multi-gazillionaires. The last 4 or 5 guys on the bench, they're like league minimum guys, which is like 500. They're making more in one game than they'd make for the entire season if they win tonight. That's what's at stake. There's a lot at stake in this game tonight. Gentlemen, well done. But there's a lot of people that were not here at the top of the show, and that's okay. We've got at least 7 best bets. And if you follow us on social media, we're routinely giving out more plays and more knowledge there as well. It's time to lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less, 1 or 2 nuggets. It's all that I need. Raphael, start us off.
Spurs Knicks first half over 112.5. Both teams are averaging over 60 points per game in the first half. I think the first half will produce a lot of points. And then give me ACU Arizona over 144.5. I think the Arizona blows them out. They probably hit a century mark today, so I'll take that over.
They play fast, and faster. Soupy, you're up.
I'm taking Jacksonville State on the money line. Cam Cook, watch him go off against the Troy rushing defense that's ranked 120th in the country. And then I'm taking the Bruins on the money line. This team is getting healthy now. They are looking great on both sides of the ice. And the Mammoth, they have struggled since November 8-13-3 since November 1st.
Young Peyton.
Tennessee Vols on the money line at home against Louisville. They've won 48 home night games in a row now against non-conference opponents. So the Knicks and Spurs have really been scoring lately. I think they continue that trend tonight. So we're taking over 229.5.
Mr. Mikey P.
Give me Stephon Castle over 23 points and rebounds combined with Wemby on the court. I believe Stephon Castle will have more offensive opportunities opened up for him. And then give me Louisville plus 1.5. The Cardinals have lost one game this season. I believe they can cover against Tennessee tonight.
All right, we've got guys on either side of the ledge. I'm going to have one play. I'm locking in the over right now because I think it's going to go up on Thursday. Rams-Seahawks over 44. The Rams have been an offensive juggernaut. They scored 41 a couple of days ago against the Detroit Lions, and I think the Seahawks got it out of their system against the Colts, and I think their offense will get back going. So give me the over 44. All right, Raphael, can you please make me a little smarter?
Easily cashed last night with their stats, and this one we're going to cash again. Each of the Boston Bruins' last 9 home games following a road loss have gone over the total.
All right, and tonight they are playing Utah. The Mammoth are in town. It's a 7 o'clock game, so we should just let's just bet the over. Let's just bet the over. All right, we know that bowl season officially started Saturday, but did anybody else? I'll be honest, when I turned on Boise State and Washington, I thought it was a replay. I really, really did. Are we looking forward to one college bowl game tonight, one NBA game tonight, or 10 hockey games tonight? Mikey, what are you going to be tuned into?
The NBA Cup game for me, and I hope it's the last time we have a neutral colored court in the NBA Cup Finals. I love the colorful courts. I want to see the Spurs win this. Let's go enjoy the NBA Cup tonight.
Soupy, what are you going to be having on the main screen tonight?
Main screen will be Jacksonville State and Troy because I got some money on it, but then also on the smaller screen will be the NBA Cup.
Okay. Young Peyton, sorry, big dog. You're doing Christmas with the booth thing tonight, aren't you?
Not tonight. That was last night. Thank you. We went to the Trail of Lights in Austin here. Although tonight, I'm just hoping that Southwest has ESPN on their free watch list. So I'm probably going to watch some ESPN.
Where are you flying to tonight?
Oh, LA. Flying home.
Oh, so today's the last day with booth thing. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow. It's going to be very emotional. Very emotional in Austin tonight.
No,
I'm actually very happy to be going back. Okay. We know. Raphael, are you hanging out with your booth thing tonight?
What do you think? I'm watching the NBA Cup. I'll be watching that. And then San Diego, LMU, Loyola Marymount at 11:30 tonight. I can't wait to watch that game.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Gentlemen, average job today. All right, it's now time for all of you to go out into the world. Pay it forward. Do not forget, we'll have the podcast around 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget about Off the Ropes on SiriusXM, channel 156 at 2 to 4 Eastern Time. And if you missed Coach and Bro yesterday, you can catch it on demand at our BTT YouTube page. So a ton of content out there. We don't care how you consume it. We just care that you consume it. In the meantime, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire team, love them all. Mikey P, Soupy, Peyton, Raphael, producer man behind the scenes, all the way, producer woman, happy birthday. Papa Coach, happy birthday. This has been Coach and Company. We are live on Stadium every day. Tomorrow will be better. Have a great day. Take care.